Hi everyone, this is Johnnyonoes, and I'm playing Project Zomboid version 34.28. And in this Let's Learn video, we're going to go over the fantastically exciting world of farming logistics. Now, the reason why I want to create this video is because vegetables go rotten really quickly. And it's really hard to determine whether, how much should you plant, how much should you grow, how much should you cook. And I wanted to help folks understand that farming is not that big of a deal if you farm right. So logistically thinking about farming will help you determine how big your safe house needs to be, as well as how often you need to be farming. Now, what the first thing you got to do is you got to figure out how long is your cycle going to be. Now, the cycle determines how often you plant, how often you're harvesting, how often you're cooking. Now, for me, the number that I've come up with for myself that I'm going to be using for my Let's Play series after I'm done with a couple of these Let's Learn videos is 3 days. And 3 days is long enough for a stir fry to stay fresh. Where on the fourth day, the stir fry tends to go stale, and you lose out on the happiness and boredom bonuses that you get for making a larger, more complex meal. Now, when you're planning your farm out, you got to think about a couple things. How long does each type of plant take to grow, and how many different plants you need? So for me, I tend to go with cabbages for the vegetable side. I guess it's lipids within the nutrition system. Potatoes for carbohydrates, and then carrots, which are inside here. They have to be in a ceilinged building because you don't want rain to rain on these things. You have to keep the water levels at a certain amount for carrots. So I use carrots for trapping rabbits, which provides fat and protein. So it gives you like a nice balanced meal. It gives you 3 ingredients to use on your stir fries, bringing the value of your happiness and boredom bonuses up with each meal. So what you need to do is you come up with that the length that the cycle is going to be. So for me, it's going to be 3 days, which means that every 3 days I need to plant and harvest some crops. Because of the difference in growth time in these plants, you have to have different number of these plants for each type. Like you have to have so I'll go over the equation with you. So for cabbages grow the fastest. Potatoes grow the longest. Carrots are somewhere in between there. Carrots do grow pretty quick though. They're very close to cabbages rather than potatoes. They take forever. So what you need to do is you start your cycle and you plant a single plant of each type. So cabbages, potatoes, carrots. Then you wait the 2 or 3 days that indicates your cycle, and then you plant another one of each type. As you do that, once you get to the point that I was thinking I'm gonna plant here today, but I realized that these are ready. These are seed bearing. They're ready to be harvested. So I don't need to plant this one. I go right back to the first one, harvest this guy up, and then replant another plot. That tells me how much I need. So if I was to use a cycle of 3 days, and I can look at where these plants are in terms of their growth. A lot of these are seed bearing, and this one's probably going to go rotten soon. But just to give you an idea of how you throw an equation at this, so if I've got 4, 8, 12 plots, and I only need to eat, and the way I farmed this was 1 a day, because to test out the nutrition system. But if I had 12 plots and I really only needed to plant every 3 days, that's telling me I only need 4 plots. Just take 12, divide that by 3, and it gives you the number of how many plots you need if you're going to eat every 3 days. Same goes for potatoes. So I got 6, 12, 18, and let's just even it out and just say 24. Divide that by 3 days, and you're looking at was that 8 plots. So I don't really need all this space for farming. I don't really need to build this gigantic wall around here. It allows you to really kind of scope out how much you need to farm, and it allows you to keep your safe houses at a reasonable size as well. Because a lot of the mechanics that are in the game now, that goddamn helicopter during the first 2 weeks, you got to play in a bit of a hybrid style of static as well as nomadic. So having more safe houses in more different locations is more beneficial than having one gigantic safe house that's eventually going to get overrun. Like, I'm in the wilderness right now with this character. I'm just east of the railroad in the southernmost town, Marlborough. So that big wall to save me from any zombie migrations from that location. But I'm in the wilderness, so I don't get attacked that often. But there are some times when the whole forest is completely saturated with zombies. So if I leave this location, this place is actually safer with me not being here than it is when I'm here. So that's the point of the video. Hopefully you learned some stuff about how much you need to grow and how you can minimize the size of your safe houses. If you have any questions about farming in general, I definitely spent a lot of time farming, as you can see, even just with this character, but many characters in the past. I used to be the person. Oop, the thing just went wrong. I used to be one of those guys that make these super gigantic farms, and they get really bored of the game because that's all I'm doing is farming. But if you have any questions, please throw down a comment, and I'll be sure to answer with either a comment or another video explaining how things are done. Alright, my name is Johnnyonoes, and I am playing Project Zomboid version 34.28. Thanks so much for watching.